We've just finished a very high-level Security Council meeting where we examined all that has happened on the plateau in the recent days, within the span of the last 2 weeks, where we've had a lot of issues to deal with. We heard about the mining incident in Wase that has claimed many lives. That is still being investigated. And of course, a lot of killings that took place in the last 10 days particularly. First, let me, on behalf of government, commiserate with the families that lost their loved ones from whichever incident. We must commiserate with those families and let them know that their pain is our pain. A lot of these deaths were totally avoidable, and we want to assure the people of Plateau State that as a government we will continue to take measures that can prevent some of these things from reoccurring. Let me salute our security agencies. In the last 10 days, they have been tasked, and in most of the cases, they have risen to the occasion to do their best to prevent the further loss of lives and property. We'll continue to encourage them and to make sure that we facilitate their work to do better. We'll continue to do the best we can to make sure that their response time to distress calls gets shorter and shorter. The incidents that have happened have been quite unfortunate, and as a government we have condemned in totality the unwanted killings that have occurred. There have been 2 incidences where people were attacked on the road, and there's the incident in Dorowa where people were particularly attacked in their village. In most of these cases, the victims are innocent. They are not those ones that were attacked on the roads and those that were shot in their village. It was not as a result of any report of any suspicion of crime any of them had committed. We are informed that the security agencies are on the trail of the perpetrators, and we will do all we can to ensure that these perpetrators are brought to book. I want to say it again, that every life on the plateau is sacred, and government will not sit idle and allow people to take laws into their hands. We will continue to make sure that the rule of law prevails. Therefore, we want to sound very, very strongly that anybody henceforth that blocks the highway without authorization will not be accepted by government. We will make sure that highways and roads of access to people is an entitlement. Only authorized law enforcement agencies are allowed to block the road. We want to appeal to people, every community, every group of people, that no matter your grievances, please don't take the laws into your hands. Don't take the laws into your hands. And henceforth, we want to sound a note of warning that anybody passing through any community and is put in harm's way, that community leadership will be held responsible. We will not accept it any further. But let me say this, that people who want to make capital of these isolated incidents and try to tell a story that plateau people, that plateau roads are not safe, is nothing but mischief. Plateau roads are safe. Plateau people are peace-loving people. We do admit that there have been a few incidences here and there over the years, but they are totally disconnected, totally isolated, and therefore must not be used to mischaracterize Plateau people. And let me also say this. We have noticed also that there are people who go on social media to fan the embers of hatred and to continue to encourage people, incite people. Let me assure the public, let me assure also those purveyors of misinformation that we are coming after them. We will not allow anybody to misuse the social media to incite people to take laws into their hands. Let me thank our youth that over these days they have demonstrated restraint in the midst of these provocations. And we continue to count on our youth to demonstrate leadership. Let me say this, that in the last 6 months, particularly, Plateau State has enjoyed unprecedented peace. And there are people who are not happy with that. And they want to destabilize the state. We must not allow that. We must do all we can to ensure that these merchants of conflict do not find profit on the plateau. It is therefore our collective responsibility as a people to ensure that we open our eyes where we hear something that is potentially harmful and dangerous. We owe it a duty to ourselves, to our families, to bring it to the notice of the authorities so that we can actually nip some of these things in the bud. Let me assure the people of Plateau State that we have gotten a lot of intelligence in the past that has helped us to prevent a lot of situations that would have claimed lives. We will continue to intensify such efforts by God's grace to make sure that our people continue to live in peace. And therefore, we want to appeal to people, please, let's live within the boundaries of law and order. But let me say this very clearly, that Plateau State remains the home of peace and tourism. Anybody that wants to distort that reality, anybody that wants to ensure that that is not the situation on the plateau, he will also find trouble with us. The peace we have been able to sustain, will fight to keep it. I want to appeal to our elders, I want to appeal to our community leaders, that this is the time to show leadership. It is not the time for unrestrained anger. Therefore, I appeal to families and relations of those who have lost their dear ones. Please be comforted, but don't allow anybody to provoke you into doing or saying something that is going to harm others. Let's ensure that this does not escalate beyond this point. We want to assure all our citizens on the plateau, everyone resident on the plateau, everyone coming through the plateau, that plateau will remain a safe place to live, a safe place to pass through, and will continue to be a people that receive visitors and ensure that our communities are safe for everyone. So let me appreciate all that have played a role in stabilizing this situation, and to continue to appeal that let's do all we can. Let's collaborate with the security agencies to ensure that we maintain the peace of Plateau State. And especially as we look forward to the farming season that will soon come upon us, we want to ensure that we raise the level of productivity of our people this year. Please and please and please, let everybody take responsibility for the peace of all of us.